What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Zebec today, ZBCN. It's the 7th day of January, and here we are with about 8 hours left in this day, sitting at $0.003 as the price. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. So we have shaken out a little bit. We went all the way down to 0.00288, and we could go lower. It is possible, but I do believe here that what we're fixing to do is consolidate and then break out, right? And we could break out at any moment now. It could be tomorrow, it could be the next day, maybe it's next week, but at some point here pretty damn soon, I do expect that we'll break out, we'll move higher than these highs here. We likely will take on some form of a retracement from this overall downward sloping move that we've had since October, okay? In that context, from a high to a low, you know, where we are here at the 382, I would expect that we do go up to the golden ratio zone. We break free of these points of resistance just to find resistance here at these points of resistance and prior support back here. So somewhere in the golden ratio zone, that's at about 0.00375 to 0.004. I will say from this high to this low, we have interacted with the 0.5 already. We've been consolidating in this zone for a long time. Typically, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, typically you do find resistance at the golden ratio on the first attempt. And you find support and then you continue to build. But in moments like this, in environments like this, it is completely possible that we see a faster move and we do go all the way up to the 786, 886, which is at about 0.043 to 0.048. So something, anything and everything in that kind of range here is acceptable. So I'd like to, first and foremost, I'd actually like to put a box there. Let's put a little box right there. Let's see, hold on. Let's see, right like that. And then we'll take another fib. Okay, so that's the high to the low from our October high. And if we take a high to a low of the range overall, the high here to the low down here, you can see that this range does incorporate, let's just see, price action that is in between anything from about the 382 to the 0.5 to even this golden ratio zone. Right. Originally, we had assumed that we'd go somewhere around 0.004 to 0.044, something in this zone, but if you take this fib from a high to a low, relative to this phase of the downward move, you get a zone like this. If you take this fib here, you get the golden ratio to the 382, which is it's pretty much the same box. It's almost the exact same box. And then if we are to take the high to low overall here, the golden ratio is also right in the center, right in the center of this box. And again, you've bounced off the 0.5 there, so the odds of going to the 786 even go up a little bit. This box, for this fib range, would be more like here. So no matter how we skin it, there's a lot of probability that from here, 0.003, we move up to this probably 0.004 to 0.048 level. At a minimum, somewhere around 0.037. But I would think, and that's at these prior resistance points. And I'm sorry. Hold on. And these prior support points back here. Okay, looking at the short-term stuff, the 1 hour, we're moving up a little bit. That's nice to see. A little bit of volatility. The RSI is bullish overall. Every time that we've been down here, we found support, and we are finding support now. It'd be nice if we can work our way into the overbought zone. Stochastics look bullish, and the MACD looks bullish here as well. You have bullish divergence, and you're crossing green. You're scooping the zero level here with your oscillators. So coming back up, that's nice. But it's the 1 hour. This being bullish on the 1 hour is nice, but that doesn't really get you too much. Sometimes it does, but most of the time it's not like this. This doesn't mean that we have to skyrocket right now. It could just mean that we move up here, and then maybe we move down, and then maybe we move up later. You know, who knows? Looking at the 4 hour, being at the 50, perfect area to bounce. RSI at the 50, perfect area to bounce. MACD is crossed red. That's fine. We can have a false cross, or you know, this could just be cooling off a little bit. Now we're moving up. It does look as though we've moved up. We're consolidating. We're probably ready to move up higher afterwards. This does look like bullish consolidation to me. Looking at this on the daily time frame. Sorry guys, I really choked myself out there. I don't know what happened. If we look here at this point of resistance, right, do you notice how we went up and then we came down? Here at this point of resistance, we came up and then we came down. Here at this point of resistance, we came up. We did come down, but it's a little bit less dramatic, right? It's not such a sharp decline like these were. It's more consolidation and volatile. It seems a little bit less standalone of a spike and more of like a kind of congealed area that we're consolidating at rather than selling off from. So different behavior begets different results. That's my expectation. And I do expect these results to be different. If we look at the daily time frame, triple tops do exist, but there's a saying with triple tops, and the saying is a triple top is really just a inevitable breakthrough. It's not quite like that. I forget what the saying is specifically, but it's basically saying triple tops are just quadruple tops that inevitably break, right? Because there's no such thing as a quadruple top. The next time that we return here to this level, triple tops exist, but oftentimes you'll just see a quadruple top and then you'll break through, right? And quadruple tops don't exist. Triple tops exist, double bottoms, double tops exist, but a quadruple, you just don't see that happen. You don't see that happen. So the fact that we've stopped here 3 times now, I would think the next attempt does break us to the upside. It makes sense that the next attempt breaks us out to the upside because, again, we're doing different things at these exact same levels. Different behavior begets different results. That's the thought. We look at the daily time frame, we look at the indicators. The RSI is rejecting the overbought zone, which that's no fun. But typically when you reject the overbought zone, you find support at the 60 or the 50. So once we do that, that'll probably be when we move up. The stochastics are bullish, but also at the overbought area, you can come back a little bit. Just because we're expecting that you move up and just because the 1 hour is bullish doesn't mean that you have to move up today. You could consolidate here in this area for another week and then break out. Maybe it's another day and then you break out. Maybe it's somewhere in between, but we'll figure it out pretty soon. The MACD here is bullish. We are about to cross above the 0, and I think this does illustrate a little bit more coiling up as well, because once we've coiled up, once we're ready to go, the move up is probably not going to be like this, right? It's probably not even going to be like this. It's probably going to be a snap. It will be a snap, and that typically goes hand in hand with crossing above the 0 here. Notice last time that we crossed above the 0 on the MACD right here, whenever we moved up, it was a snap, right? It was a nice little snap. Relative to this move, it's not huge, but still, it's kind of similar to like what we saw here. It wasn't this like slow grind up. It was a fast kind of approach. So I would expect that we do have a fast approach to this 004 area, 0048, somewhere in there, but I think we'll be closer to 004. Probably sometime next week. Probably sometime next week. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.